Hello all, this is the Owl, and yay, it's time to head back into the abyss, because you all really do want to see me suffer, I guess. Last time, we finished up some side quests in Layer 2, got our cheeks quite thoroughly clapped by the mega boss Orzen, and then we headed into Layer 3, where we encountered fire, ice, and a lot of bugs, in every sense of the word, before we proceeded to get horribly lost, believing we needed pythons to get any further. We ended the episode stranded down in the freezing hot mines, low on food, but with a glitched, indestructible pick. As I didn't want to abuse this, my goal is now to find my way back to Earth from the depths of this horrible, horrible place in order to resupply and then return to maybe finally put this place behind me to solve the bitter lament configuration of Layer 3. Let's find out how Fukuro's attempt to escape hell goes. But before that, as always, I get to start with a delicious hors d'oeuvre of crow. A lot of you pointed out to me after the last video that I was wrong about yet another thing. You don't need pythons to get down past the plateau in the mines. There is a very well hidden climb all the way over to the left that will take you down. Just look for small, flat parts of the ledge, and that should be it. Just watch out for the moths, and the beetles, and the fire spinners. Anyways, let's do this. Starting out from where we finished last time, I spend maybe an hour backtracking, running into dead ends, and generally being lost before I surrender. There does not seem to be any way whatsoever for me to get back to Earth from here. Yes, I know you can use give up to send you back home, but I've got so many relics on me now. And I've also wasted a good 15,000 gold on supplies for this little expedition. So I might as well continue until I can't anymore. Perhaps the only way out of here is straight through? So I push forward, and eventually I indeed stumble on the way down through the mines. And I hit another survive area. Only this time, I know what to do. I kill some lizards, and then one of those fire spinners. Seriously, watch out for these, they are nasty. When I'm done, Jiroo pops up again, yaks at me for a while, and then vanishes. Thanks mate. You couldn't give us a lift back to the surface? I really do need to get rid of this pick, thanks. It's nice to have an indestructible weapon and all, but it feels a bit too much like cheating. But nope, we've got a ways to go yet. Exploring the lowest recesses of the mines, I end up in a weirdly elaborate icy area that looks to me like a boss arena, but no marker and no boss. So I'm guessing there's other quests I need to do first, probably involving me going back to Earth. Bollocks. Alright, screw this place. I am going to find my way back home, come hell or high water. After getting quite thoroughly lost again, I somehow stumble into a new zone, the Rock Slide Hall. And even rewatching my footage, I don't think I could tell you how. By now, I was deep in a coffee and nicotine haze. But, Rock Slide Hall. That sounds like instant death on an underpants sandwich. Although I'm not seeing any rocks yet. Ooh, there's a way outside. At long last, I can finally sodding save my game. Let's go and You bastard. So that's what they meant by Rock Slide Hall. Not so much as a Rock Slide Hall, as a bullshit instant death out of nowhere ledge. Okay then. At least there's a nice sheer rock face on the inside of the vault that I can use to maybe get higher and access some more areas. Maybe one of these will be a not dead end that will get me back to Worth soon. And by soon, I mean maybe half an hour of staving off moths and dodging falling rocks. Fortunately, no Madoka Jacks yet. I enter a room with an obvious puzzle. Yes, I see what to do. Push the boulder to stop the falling rocks. Done. Maybe that little flue that's now opened is the way home. I will say, as annoying as Layer 3 has been, I am starting to understand how it all fits together, and the way it fits together makes no bloody sense. See, this is one of the core differences between difficult games designed in Japan and difficult games designed in the West. Right now, I'm having flashbacks to a game from my childhood, a glorious little nightmare called Turok 2. Massive, labyrinthine levels with oodles of zones that interconnected, as well as scattered quest objectives and progression with no discernible logic whatsoever. The message was always, well, you'll just need to memorize it. Especially, right now, the sodding Lair of the Blind Ones. One of the most frustrating layouts in video games. A system of horrible, confusing caves, utterly massive, and designed to get players lost in annoying ways. But at least that didn't have a sodding food meter. I am getting low now, and I'm starting to eat the special food that I had saved up for emergencies. But at least I've got a whole lot of relics, so I should be able to restock and stay in the black. I find my way up to the top of this area and enter a zone called the Quadruple Pit. And remember how happy I was not to have to deal with Madoka Jacks? So, as far as I know, the Quadruple Pit is the only way home open to me, and this area, to put it mildly, can eat my sodding taint. First up, it's just a mess. I mean, look at the minimap. This place connects to almost bloody everything. I do see a whistle, which I'm going to head for, but still, I have seen dormitory common rooms less messy than this place. Secondly, and the biggie, basically all the Madoka Jacks that weren't in the other zones have all congregated here, and these things are going to be a problem. I start climbing over to the first cave I see and cacaw, dead. Damn thing beans me out of nowhere. And when I say that I have maybe 45 minutes of footage consisting of me getting killed over and over again by these bastard things in every way possible, I am not kidding. Finally, somehow, I luck out. That's really all the Madoka Jacks seem to be. A luck test. RNG. A roll of the sodding dice. Can you get to where you need to go without one insta-killing you out of nowhere? Because, as I gradually learned, there is no way to reliably dodge these things. The chamber with the whistle quest marker contains a whole bunch of bouncy leaves and, oh, hey, that's Dechuanga, the crazy abyss maniac we spent some time with back in Layer 1. Remember Layer 1? What a nice time that was. Hell, I am now thoroughly missing Layer 2. Annoying boss fights, nope tree, and all. Because Layer 3 is no fun. Even as someone who likes challenging games, this place is confusing RNG bullcrap. Anyways, Dechuanga gives me a crap ton of gold, and then buggers off. Can nobody just let me out of this place? I use the bouncy leaves to send me up higher, which does, in turn, lead to a confusing series of climbs in a very dark area. Even my headlamp doesn't help all that much, but I soon find myself in a large, ruined chamber with an obvious climb me slope, and this in turn leads to my single funniest death of the run thus far. Let's take a look. Ooh, a long curving tunnel up. Let's take it slow so we don't get the curse, okay? This must be the way out. Up, 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 doopy-doo. Oh crap, huge boulder, run! Splat. And I resist the urge to grab my mouse and go running through the house, screaming at the top of my lungs and swinging it like a flail of doom. However, I think we're on the right track here. I just need to find a way up. And this leads me to the single most frustrating, most annoying bit of the run so far. Get ready for pain. Welcome to the Madoka Jack Cave. There's a secret here with a great healing meal, a moon whistle tier bow, man I wish I'd gone bows, and some other goodies. Only good luck ever getting out. Why? Well, there isn't just one, there are two Madoka Jacks that spawn right outside. And this is where I learn that the hitboxes on these things is janky as balls. I climb out, I die. I try climbing out again, I die. I poke my head out to look, I die. I do nothing and duck back into the cave, I die. Because the hitbox on these things is big enough to maybe 4 times in 5 hit me inside the cave. I have no idea how I got out of there. I think I eventually just lucked out, narrowly avoided them. This took me about a dozen tries, by the way, with me honestly contemplating just calling the entire game off right here and, I don't know, doing Chainsaw Man or something. But right at the very top, I sneak into a crevasse with one of those flying colostomy bags right on my back. I practically dive through the transition here. Oh, it's this place again. The hexagon pillars. Haven't seen you in a while. You know what? No Madoka Jacks. I'll take it. One stiff, annoying, and mildly confusing climb later, I'm back in the turtle room. Oh joy, it's so great to be back here. And after a few dead ends, I find another new zone. The Updraft Wasteland. I head in, and my brain immediately starts poking me. Oh, I see it. We're in Layer 2. Zeus's butthole at long last. I quick travel back to Orth, turn off the game, and go outside for some fresh air. I need a break, and I'm guessing you do too.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Holy crap, it's so good to be back in Orth. I take my time and catch my breath. Turns out Jidor has a side quest for us. A new monster has appeared on Layer 1, and we are dispatched to go and deal with it. Dude, as long as it isn't a beetle or a Madoka Jack, I would be happy to. Before I go, I sell the glitched pick, replace it with some more picks, and head out towards the Grand Bridge Way to deal with said monster. Layer 1, you are a balm to my soul. Even that mildly annoying music seems pleasant now. The creature in question is a two-headed lightning gecko thing that I expected to be tough, but it goes down like a complete chump. Dodge its sweep, give it a combo, then dodge again. Easy peasy. Before I know it, I get teleported back to the orphanage, and Jidor tells me to basically stop lazing around, go back down to Layer 3, and finish it. Yeah. Okay, Dad. Let's get the essentials. Rope, food, bullets, but we're holding off on armor for now, as honestly, anything that can kill me in Layer 3 is probably an insta-kill or a reason to reload anyway. See, Madoka Jack's knocking me off ledges, so I'm gonna wait for Black Whistle and pick up whatever armor I can get then. Hopefully that'll be soon. Despite my better judgment, I hitch up my trousers, grit my teeth, and fast travel back down to Layer 3. Please, oh please, let this be the last time. After I fast travel, I arrive in the Great Fault Tunnel, just beyond Heaven's Waterfall, prepared to go and begin making my way down again. As soon as I hit the cliffs, I get creamed by a Madoka Jack. Joy! Then it happens again. Then something occurs to me. I've got something to try. What I learned, well, let's just say, if this shortcut is open from the beginning, knowing about it would have saved me so much grief. See, the Updraft Wasteland was in Layer 2, and looking at the biome, it might very well connect to Heaven's Waterfall somehow. You know what? Let's go and test that theory. And yeah, if I ignore the boss hole and instead climb right off the cliff and head downwards, I find the zone transition to the Updraft Wasteland, which I now know connects to the hexagon pillars, which is the way down to the lower zones of Layer 3. The wasteland itself is a hellish looking zone, full of lightning, wind, and very hairy looking crevasses. But it's actually not that bad. I clamber down, grabbing relics as I go, and before I know it, I'm all the way down in the cold heat layer. Wait, what? What the absolute flaming nutsacks? You're telling me that I can skip almost the entirety of Madoka Jack Hell? Grrrr! The cold heat layer is just as much of a pain in the poo pipe as I remember, but aside from a brief love affair with a lava spout, I slip by the waiting army of fire spinners, dodge my way through the frost geysers, tip some rocks over in the icy area, and start a huge boulder rolling, which I then follow. Wait, what's that noise? Oh shit balls, run! I manage to evade the second boulder. Seriously, how does this place even work? Fortunately, don't get hassled by the beetles that some ass bucket decided to pop right in the middle of the passageway, which in turn lead me to the glass layer, that massive sloping pit that does eventually lead down into the bowels of Layer 3 again. hopefully this time I can work out what I'm expected to do. The glass layer is another zone that I'm not really a fan of at all. It seems to exist solely as padding. Just a bit of time and food wastage. A long haul down a series of slopes, dodging enemies. I guess I could pick a fight with the Tachiganata down here, but I really don't see the need to. Instead, I finally hit the lower areas, set up a rope, shimmy down, and slip into the mines again, which, as far as I know, is the very bottom of Layer 3. At least I frigging hope it is, because this place has gone far beyond annoying now, and has entered the realms of, I am just done, and I would rather be doing literally anything else than this. Sure enough, yay! There's a quest marker now. I'm not sure why it wasn't there before, but I'm going to hazard a guess that what I had to do was find Dechuanga, then go all the way back to Orth, kill the gecko, and then come back down. This is kind of bullshitty game design, because it means that you have to do that awful quadruple pit zone with its dreadful, janky RNG Madoka Jacks to proceed. But I am just so relieved to be actually, at last, feeling like I am making progress with this hell zone that I'm not going to complain too much. The mines are still a nuisance though. Irritating time sink crawls, confusing climbs, many of which lead to complete dead ends, and of course, a never-ending flood of moths and beetles. I could swear that in places these things spawn 2 at a time, which, no, but I do vaguely recall how I got down here last time, and then how I found that weird boss arena looking place, and sure enough, that is a welcome sight. A quest marker. Roger. It's time for a fight. I am ready. I've got guns, I've got picks, I've got healing items, and I've got bullets that aren't terrible this time. And I am spoiling for a nice, challenging combat encounter. Sure enough, up pops Spindrude, Wobblekian, Flyputer. No, that's awful. So, as the big boss of Layer 3, this guy is gonna be a real battle, right? And nope. Easiest boss thus far. So easy that I have to wonder if he was ever really tested. Because, seriously, a single fire spinner is more of a threat than this goober. I beat him on my first try, and that was with me letting him do his thing and go to town quite a bit for the sake of this video. The boss will zoom around the edges of the arena. All you need to do is shoot him and he'll fall down, and then you can wail on him while he's helpless. Basically, rinse and repeat. He does damage you a little bit when he gets up if you're close, but it's pretty weak even with my current armor. I came in here with half health and had to heal a grand total of once, and that was probably unnecessary. I guess maybe if you came in here with no ranged weapons, he might be annoying, but I don't know why you would do that at this point in time. If you let him, he will launch a barrage of lava shots, kind of like mortars, but these are so easy to see and avoid that he might as well not even bother. Why is it that the bosses in this game are so much easier than the zones and the mobs themselves? Again, this game might not have been tested enough. Anywho, a pistol, about 12 bullets, and 1 moon whistle pick later, the boss is dead, zooming upwards uncontrollably, punching a hole in the lava, and leaving the way forward open to me. At this point, I debated going back to Orth, and maybe getting promoted or seeing if there are any side quests. Well, I debated it for maybe 3 seconds. Nah mate, pull the other one. I literally had Madoka Jack dreams last night. No, seriously. I'm not even slightly kidding. So bollocks to that. Let's at least see what Layer 4 has to offer, grab some relics, and perhaps open fast travel up, because we are never doing that again if I can help it. Sorry Marulk, but that moon whistle down there is going to remain lost forever. At least the Netty-Tuntons will have something to eat, besides me. At this point in the game, well, let's just say I have notes. The good stuff is really good. Layer 1 was strong. It had plenty of interesting story content, tied into the major Maiden Abyss narrative rather well, and the layout was intuitive while still being open and explorable. Layer 2 dialed the story back and was substantially more linear, with 1 or 2 really janky or poorly designed segments, but it was tolerable in retrospect. My major criticisms of Layer 2 were how scruffy it looked, and the awful boss fight with the Inbyo, which was pretty much just a test of how much stuff did you bring with you. Again though, Layer 2 was fine. Layer 3 just sucks on almost every level. The visuals are okay, I guess, if a bit samey, but some enemies, especially the Madoka Jacks, feel like they were not tested at all, because I have no idea why anyone would think these things are fun. They are less of a skill test and more of an unavoidable random death lottery, thanks to both their mechanics and their stupid hitboxes. The layout's a nightmare, it has no real flow, and on top of this, the boss was such a joke that I have to wonder if he was tested either. Regardless, it's time to enter Layer 4. What lies below, waiting for us, down in the oddly calming blue darkness? If that horror show was Layer 3, what has Layer 4 got waiting for us? Orb piercers? Amateur surgery? Furries? Well, for that, you'll have to wait until next time. But I will say, Layer 4 is where the story finally gets moving again, and we start seeing how the game's story and Riko's tale converge. Before we finish for the day, I want, as always, to give a huge thanks to my fantastic patrons: Astrixic Gaming, Cheerful Satanist, Starwin Marwin, High Lord J, Jacob Ramsey, Crazy, Say Rory, Lance Goebel, Paul Norberger, Piece of Yeast, Rafferty, Robert Dote, and XTC Pill. Without you folks, there is no way this channel would still be going. If you want to see more like this, why not stick around? Subscribe, bell, you know what to do. If you want to help Mrs. Owl and I out, and ensure that I can keep on doing what I do, why not take a look at our Patreon? You'll get some fun perks on the Discord, as well as early access to most of my videos. Oh right, Discord is that way, in the description. Take care, my friends. Cheers. This is the Owl, signing off.